Good morning. My name's Charles Hipps. I'm CEO and founder of WCN, leading provider of e-recruitment solutions. We've just finished another really entertaining, enjoyable and informative breakfast seminar, this time on the future of volume recruitment. We had great attendees from a whole variety of industries and walks of life, different geographies. We had people from House of Fraser, from Lidl, from Securitas, from Serco, from Coventry Council, from the civil service, so people from distribution like FedEx. So basically a whole variety of volume recruiters all gathered together in one room. And what I really like about these events is the sort of anecdotal and day-to-day experiences from all these different recruiters, combined with macro factors, a more strategic view, can actually really give you such a clear kind of vision and view of the road ahead. So what were some of the key macro factors that we highlighted? There were four that really came to the front. One is the acute shortage of talent. We can see that, for example, today in the UK, I think there are 776,000 vacancies, the more vacancies than have ever been recorded. The second macro factor is intensifying war for talent. We see our clients report that the speed of recruitment is getting faster and faster, that they're having to look at different sources, and even at the graduate level, they're having to actually negotiate offers. The third factor is really about changing aspirations or new aspirations of job seekers. More than 50% today are millennials or digitals. They are looking for jobs for 2 years. They see development as their highest priority. So as recruiters, with people changing jobs more frequently, we have more people to recruit in essence, but also we need to spend more time engaging with our own employees, retaining them and giving them career paths so that they get that development. And fourth, of course, is the kind of revolution in technology that we're seeing, a revolution in both communications and big data science, computing intelligence. So those are the sort of four macro trends that sort of came to the front. And how are those impacting recruitment? Well, as a baseline, let's look at a typical customer of ours today. A typical customer, might recruit tens of thousands of people. A typical volume customer, that is, might recruit tens of thousands of people, perhaps into retail, distribution, healthcare, leisure, any of these sort of administration, any of these sort of volume sectors. What is a good one doing today? 98% of the candidates rate the process as good to excellent, 35 minutes to schedule them into an interview, 3 days average to hire, and a two-touch process, very automated, effectively just raising the vacancies in the first place and then interviewing. So the baseline today is already very high, it's very quick, automation's level, engagement is high. But what can it get better? Where is it going to go? And the answer is absolutely. We are seeing in the midst of a revolution in the way people recruit, and I think sort of 8 sort of key tenets of best practice popped out of the day. I think first of all is the importance of your employer value proposition. Obviously it needs to excite and attract the millennial and digital population. In fact, a wide variety of population, not just those. It needs to attract them, but also it needs to retain your existing employees. Secondly, you need to communicate it in a very honest and transparent way, because the internet now means that there are no secrets. Thirdly, you need to engage early, and you need to pipeline talent. Fourth, I think it's really important to kind of synergize the different entry points you have. Today, Our clients are seeing a proliferation in the sort of groups that they are targeting and the entry and the programs that they have. They have to target and market to obviously existing employees in order to retain them. They target rejoiners. Many of the volume recruiters have a seasonal peak and they want those people to rejoin them. They need to target perhaps schools and school leavers to encourage them into the industry. So we need to think about how we can synergize all those different entry points. Fifth of all, many of these candidates are our clients' clients. They reject anywhere from 80 to 97% of them, and it is critical that those candidates who we cannot employ come away reignited in their love for the company. They want to remain customers. We saw a really good example from Walter of a CEO who basically delivers a personalized video to every candidate that is rejected. Obviously it's the same personalized video, but it is personalized to every candidate that is rejected, and actually gives them a voucher. And apparently they've started actually making a profit on their rejects. The next kind of key point was really understanding about what great looks like. It's really important, and with the advent of big data and more engaging and immersive psychometrics, the ability to understand what great looks like is there and available to us, and we need to concentrate on that and recruit diversely. Penultimately is really about engaging your employees in the process. Recruiters can only do so much, but recruiters are obviously ambassadors for the company. But your employers, there are so many more than the recruiters. They can be great ambassadors for you, and we need to find ways to engage them in that process. That will not only engage the candidates, but actually engage them in the business and retain them in the business. And finally, you need to find ways to leverage technology. And leverage technology in sort of three critical ways. Firstly, to make sure your process is highly engaging, so that you give feedback to candidates, so that you give those candidates who are going to get a job quickly, because that's what they're looking for, that we engage early and in an ongoing manner, and that we find ways to use technology to leverage our employees as ambassadors. Secondly, that we use intelligence within technology to understand what great is and identify great hires. And finally, that we look at ways we can virtualize, take things out of the real world. Not that we want to take everything out of the real world, but take the more transactional things out of the real world, so that we can spend our real world time really engaging with the business and with the candidates. Because virtualization allows us to speed up the recruitment process, it allows us to widen our reach, and it allows us to diversify the talent pools which we are recruiting from. So, I hope that was an interesting summary. Obviously pretty brief, maybe almost like a stream of consciousness too much. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you found it interesting to learn about the breakfast. More importantly, I hope we'll see you at one of our breakfasts in future. Please go to the event section of our website and you can find out more about upcoming events. Or if you've got an immediate pressing question, please don't hesitate to contact me, Charles Hips from WCN, or my colleague Leslie Edwards, or indeed Steve Young. We look forward to having you at one of these events in the future. Thank you very much.